All 14 members of the independent party were offended by that comment. Yep. All right. Let's do PMDG setup, state load, cold and dark, execute. Yes, of course. Come on, Discord. Jump in the voice lobby on the John Fly Discord if you can. I am going to get a block fuel here. I'm going to make a huge load. We're going 21,000 pounds because I know that I'll get a hold or a delay vector. Payload today is going to be random. 121 in economy, 10 in first class. Looks good. Ground services, jet plug on. Okay. Now we're going to start up the plane, I think. So we're going to go battery on. Ground power on. Start. Why not? Lima Foxtrot Papa Oscar. Sir, hello, sir. Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Ah, there you go. Good morning. Or good afternoon.
Afternoon.
LFPO. I know that in the real plane, you guys, I think you do the reference airport first, don't you, before you do the init? I think I recall correctly.
Yeah, we'll put the reference airpoint and we'll put the parking location and the scratch pad for the IRS alignment first.
I can't believe I remember that small detail.
Oh, the problem is since I've started simming, I do it backwards now.
All right, I'm going to also do some clickbait while I have you. All right, Echo Golf Charlie Charlie. That looks good. Departures.
Where's LFPO real quick?
It's Orly. It's Paris.
Yeah,
I think near Paris.
Yeah, I've only flown to Le Bourget IRL. Got to take a Lear 35 in there.
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
All right. Here is the Navigraph route. So we're going to be taking the Opal 7 Sierra departure. Actually, you know what? I'm going to sign on to Pilot Edge. Or it's not Pilot Edge, but Vatsim just in case. There's actually... if there's a controller here, he could change my route completely. No, Finlandshire, I did not fix the scenery. I do not have a ramp in Manchester, and I'm really frustrated. I'm just going to throw all my sim out the window in just about 4 seconds. See, Aquafunkalistic Booty Wep says, yay, Oski had descent in the jump seat. He's getting his notebook and pen out. Exactly. You learn a lot from this man. Nice to see you at my home airport. Unfortunately, I'm at work about to drive freight train, so can't watch. Hey, Flybad64, thanks for joining. I have Payware Orly Airport, but it's not showing up. So I've got Fine China P3D issues going on.
So how realistic is VATSIM in Europe? Are they going to give you a slot time?
I don't know. No, they don't give you slot times. Especially when there's no controller in France on right
That's
now.
what was really aggravating flying in Europe is you'd be ready to go and you get a slot time 2.5 hours from now.
But would it align with the scheduled time?
Well, the airlines get preference.
Okay.
Remember, I was flying a Learjet, so they would squeeze us in where they could.
Ah, okay. All right. So no control on, so we'll continue on. We're going to do a departure here. Let me do it. Let's see if the METAR command is working for this airport. Wind is 270 at 10, gusting 20. So we'll definitely take runway 24, I think. Let's take a look at the taxi diagram here.
If you guys are interested, I found an iPad app or an iPhone app that does ATIS.
Airport briefing. An iPad app, yeah.
It doesn't do everywhere, but it's most of the major U.S. airports. It's just called ATIS app, and it was way down the list.
That's pretty cool.
It doesn't pop up, but it's pretty handy.
We have a program, the Sim Toolkit Pro program has also ATIS built into it, which is kind of cool. All right, there's runway. Yeah, so we'll just take runway 24. That'll work.
With a runway that long, John, you could probably derate your thrust to 60 degrees if you want.
We can simulate that for sure.
Or you can make the sim do it too.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what the sim is simulating. Opal 7 Sierra. No transition. Activate that. Let's look at the route. Okay, Opal 7 to Opal. And then after Opal, we're going to go to Juliet 20 Airway. And exit Juliet 20 at Alpha Bravo Bravo. And then these airways, they have Tango Airways T22 to Ratak. Romeo Alpha Tango Uniform Kilo. And then Ratak, we're going to then take Lima 613. And this is just literally a 338 mile trek. And we're having to put in quite the extensive flight plan here. Lima 613 to Sandy.
You need an FO to take care of all this for you, John.
I know. If only we had shared cockpit in the NGXu. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Well, then you got to sit and fight with the guy like you really do in IRL too.
That's true.
I'm kidding. We don't fight.
Uniform November 57. Yeah, I'm sure you don't fight, but I'm sure there's some companions that really annoy the
company I work for does the company I work for does a really good job of hiring people that play nice with others.
It's good. Good HR department. All right. So we exited well in there, and now we're going to do Tango 420, guys. And we're exiting Tango 420 at TNT. Oh, Dynamite.
I'll be back in a minute.
Roger. All right, we're executing that. And then the arrival into Manchester is going to be the Dana 2 Alpha. Dana 2 Alpha. TNT is Trent. Okay. I'm going to do a METAR for Echo Golf Charlie Charlie. Wind is 250 at 8. We'll just shoot for the ILS 23. We may have to change that inbound. All right, now we're going to look for some discons. Sure enough, we got some discons. I think it looks like I lost a lot. Because the first weight, it's supposed to go to Opal. Oh, it is going to Opal. Okay. Okay. I think we're okay. All right. Zero fuel weight coming in. Reserves coming in. Cost index 80. Flight level today we're going westbound, so we'll go at 340. They usually vector from Trent or Dane. Okay. Is it just me or most of the apps worth it way down on the list? I'm going to try out the ATIS app for sure. Execute that. N1 limit takeoff. Oh, now he said to do a D rate. I need him to talk to me through that D rate. All right, 140 V1, VR 142 V2 150. All right, that looks good. All right, back up top. Turn on our aft fuel pump. Also turn on our yaw damper. And window heat coming on. A's off, B's on. Packs on. Bugging up 340. Landing elevation at Manchester is 257. From TNT, about a 330 or 350 heading from Dane, heading 350 to 010. Ah, okay. I don't know if I'll remember that, but I'll try. All right, let's steady light is on. That's good. I'm going to start the APU. Arm emergency exit light. I also need to turn on my MCP panel here. Hopefully this works. SIM connect. MCP Pro device enabled. Restart. Your livery's not working out. Uh-oh. SIM connect is thinking.
I'm back.
All right, so on that D rate,
Go to your perf init page.
So I'm on the D rate page.
Go to N1 limit. Put a 60. See where it says select /OAT?
Yep.
Go 60/6.
60/6. All right.
Yeah, 60 is the max D rate. With the runner this long, you can go that high.
So these 26, 24, 22, 27, those are all like pre-selected.
That's the kind of. It's based on the engine you have, but yeah, it's.
Okay.
You get different D rates, and it's not. That's a climb thrust setting. That 24K, 22K, 27K. In the real plane, it's not that. It's climb 1, climb 2.
And that's what's over here on the left side. We got climb 1.
If there's no obstacle, so like if you were to go somewhere like, I don't know, let's just say, or somewhere real flat like Lubbock, and there's no obstacle, you could do what's called a diverse departure. You could climb to 35 feet, turn in any direction, and climb at 152 feet per nautical mile. You're not going to hit anything. That's where you could really derate a climb takeoff. If you have an obstacle out there, you're probably going to use full climb power. And in the sim, I haven't found a good program that does this. This is given to us when we do our climb performance. It's going to tell us what climb power setting to use. But in the sim, if you want to be right all the time, just go full climb power, which is going to be the 26K.
Okay.
We don't have, in the planes, the software we don't have that 26, 24, 22.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to launch my Sim Toolkit Pro, and Finland. I'll make the root available as a command in the chat here in just a second as we load up Sim Toolkit Pro.
I hope you don't mind. I'm drinking a soda. The flight attendant offered me a soda. I took her up on it.
That's fine. I'm having a coffee.
I don't know if you can hear me in the microphone or not.
Nope. I think you should
Did I
take.
answer
You
your-
should. Yeah. You should take
Did I
time
answer your
off
question
for
about
Expo. By the way.
D-rate?
Yeah, you should just take some vacation for Expo.
You don't just take vacation. You have to bid vacation. And to get summer, you need to be in the top 6% of the seniority list.
You can't take off a weekend in June this far ahead. Like, what if you had like a wedding? This is as important as a wedding.
That's where you go talk to the chief pilot and say, I've got an issue. Can I drop this trip for no pay?
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
Or try to trade trips around.
I need to simulate that with Snack Air. Just hardcore. Just. All right. Let's go.
See, a wedding or a wedding or like a graduation. That's grounds to drop a trip for no pay, but to go in and say, hey, I just need to go meet a bunch of people and drink beer.
As soon as you say John Fly, it'll be like, okay, no problem. Your chief knows me. He's heard about me.
They're going to say, haven't we seen Snack Air written in the grease in some of our jets?
Okay, Finland, can you type in !FPL and see if it comes up? I don't know. It should come up. But here's the app that has the METAR and also the charts and everything built into it. So this app is fantastic. Okay, I digress. I should have turned on my APU gens.
So what that 60D rate's going to do, John, is your takeoff thrust setting is going to drop like around to about 84.
Okay.
N1, and it just saves the engines is what it does.
Okay, and you're basing that off of the runway length here in France.
There's a bunch of stuff, but with a runway this long, again, the performance software we use is going to tell us. The way the D rate works is, if anybody cares, when we run our performance data, it's based on the temperature, the weight of the airplane, and it's airplane specific, so it knows the thrust that each of these engines are putting out and the little nuances it has. What it's going to try to do is it's going to try to derate as much as it can. It's going to try to use the lowest power it can to take off. So what it's going to do is it's going to calculate. In this case, it's going to do an assumed temperature of 60 degrees. Instead of being 6 degrees, it's going to run the takeoff data as if it was really hot, which is much more efficient on the engines.
Okay.
And what it's going to do is it's going to crunch that lower thrust setting. It's going to take us to V1, and then it's going to assume we reject the takeoff at V1.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to make sure that we stop and have at least 500-foot stopping margin. If it's got the 500-foot stopping margin, realistically, your takeoff run and a reject to stop around 6,000 feet, you've got enough to do that. You're safe. You can go less than that, but you're safe with that. If it doesn't have a positive stopping margin, it's gonna change that temperature, the assumed temperature, and it's going to keep changing that assumed temperature until it gets that 500-foot stopping margin. If it doesn't get the 500 stopping margin, then it's going to use the actual outside degrees. And using that, if it still doesn't have a positive stopping margin, now it's going to start increasing flap. It's going to go from flaps 1. In the case of a 800, it's probably flaps 5 is your normal flaps takeoff. It's going to start looking at flaps takeoff at 10. It's going to start looking at 15 and 25. And it's going to keep doing that until it gets a positive stopping margin. If it doesn't, once it starts dropping flaps, it doesn't need that 500 stopping margin anymore. It just needs a stopping margin of 1 foot.
Okay.
That's kind of how it works.
Finland, we're programmed in the FMS as 2-3 right. It just SimBrief gave us 2-3 left. You can ignore that. Off-skid descent. My V1 is 144. My VR is 145. What would you put in the MCP?
I'd put 148. Your V2, your climb speed.
All right. And then we're going to be taking off What did I say here? I said runway. Yeah, 24. All right, so we'll put in heading of 240. And we'll follow the VNav path. There's no controller, so I won't put it in. I'll just let it follow the plan up. We're going to go to 340. All right, I do need to squawk 2000.
Look at you turning that on as soon as you get your squawk.
Yep. Oh, baby. All right, we'll turn on. Yeah, AP is good. AP bleeds on. All right.
Let's go back to lights for a minute.
Okay.
Oh, you got them on. Okay. I was just looking position lights are on. Okay, good.
All right, we're going to push back. We're going to use Air France. UK airspace begins at Ratic. Okay. We are doing a Powerset flight today. Flight number Power 10.
Some guys also, John, will put 1,000 feet above the takeoff elevation in their EFIS barrow setting. It's a technique only. It's not required.
Yeah, we've done that before. I remember doing that.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
It just gives you a nice reference line on your altitude when you can start accelerating and raising flaps and stuff.
All right, I'm just logging into Powerset LFPO
Locking gear.
EGCC flight number PSV10. Passengers. What was my passenger count? Menu. FS actions. Payload 121, 131. Okay. What would your typical cargo weight be in a 737 with 131 passengers?
You could probably plan on 50 pounds per passenger, 40 to 50.
So basically 62, so let's say 6,500 pounds?
Yeah.
All right. And then,
assuming that you're not flying cargo, we haul a bunch of cargo too down there.
all right, so I'm just going to do a 3,500. Yeah, no, I'm saying what's the typical with cargo?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't pay attention to it.
Okay. I'll put in 4,500 kilos.
The weight I'm concerned about is what's my takeoff weight and how many people do I have.
30.
Yeah,
there we go. Then I'm going to grab the route again.
This is why I always just use random when I sim.
That's what I did. I hit random. But when I'm flying for the virtual airline, I've got to put in.
What's going to make you the most money? That's what I would do.
Yeah. All right, we have filed our ACARs. You must start at the flight parked at the gate with the parking brake set. Oh.
Is this program you're using right now for this power jet? I missed the name of it. Please excuse me for
Powerset.
Does it know the route you're flying, or did you have to put that in?
I have to put it in, and then it's on their dispatch list and radar and everything like that. And now, because I'm logged into the system, it's going to want me to do things in the correct order. Like, for example, if I taxi too fast, it's going to ding me. If I turn my beacon light off or not on for engine start, I get dinged.
Man, this is a hardcore company.
Yeah, it is. All right, so we're going to go anti-collision on. And oops. Oh, and the chocks are on, it looks like. So we'll go menu.
Does it ding
FS
you if you
action.
call? Does it ding you if you call passing 18,000 feet instead of saying flight level 180?
It can't. Yes. Mental karma points.
Does it ding if you say with you?
You get kicked off the network if you say that. Actually.
And
Yeah.
guys, you may notice in chat that I give John a hard time with you. A lot of guys do it IRL, and it never bothered me before I started watching this.
And it doesn't bother you now.
It does now. I notice it now.
I know, but
you're
you're reverting back to using it.
Oh, I just did it because I knew it'd bug you. And I just wanted to send you the text. I just want to let you know today's flight I used with you every check-in.
Hey, we got a subscribe. You can say in the chat. There's even an emote for it. All right, so the chocks are gone. Parking brake is coming off. Why does it want me to set the parking brakes immediately when I want to push back? I think the menu went off. Oh, here we go. This is why. All right, there we go. That's fine.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
Okay, releasing parking brake.
Commencing push.
GSX even has a French accent.
Start at will.
You control ground on Vatsim, and I hear with you a lot. Yeah, we hear it everywhere.
IRL guys use it all the time too.
Yeah, not all of them though. Like
No,
there's
but
a
a lot
few
of
that refuse to say that because they've tuned into the Johnfly stream. They're like, yeah, you're right. It's a waste of 2 words. And yeah, the air traffic controllers at the water fountain talk about how there's a proliferation of with
Well,
you.
good afternoon. Good afternoon when you check in is a waste of words then too.
If the frequency is not busy, you can say with you or good afternoon, but not both. There is no right or wrong. It's just about being proficient. All right. Packs are off. We got pressure. APU bleed
John,
is
the
on.
good news with the new
number 2.
CPLD system,
Yeah.
it all comes through ACARS.
Yeah, they're gonna even they're gonna even
changes,
control your lateral changes, which is crazy.
They all come through ACARS now.
Wow.
And all you do is just hit acknowledge
Yep.
or accept. You hit accept in the button.
And then you're on the radio with them as well.
You're monitoring the radio. You'll check in. So they'll say, come up this frequency in ACARS, you accept it, you check in with you, and then you don't say anything until they tell you to be ACARS to go to another free.
Yeah.
So yeah, the with you call, right now with the ACARS, or the CPLDC when it's up and working, the with you call when you first check in is going to be the only radio call.
Yeah, but you're not going to say with you.
No, I was just.
You're just going to say, Janet 255, flight level 340.
Yeah, exactly. Just say, hey, we're checking in, flight level 230.
No, we're not saying, hey, we're checking in. You just say, Janet 541, flight level 340. Or you call the center. They call the facility. Anyway, that is all good. You can say with you, people. It's not against the law. All right, let's start number 1.
Finland Chair, the altitude and fix is more either non-radar or if you're changing an international fur boundary. That's kind of where you do it. When you're in positive radar control, you don't need to do the fix and altitude every time.
Maybe in Europe they do more so.
In Europe you do because you're changing so many fur
He
boundaries.
controls Morocco. Finland Char does.
You realize, you may change 3 or 4 different countries' boundaries.
Yeah.
Flying in Europe in the course of an hour.
You've heard part of the commercial radio phraseology course involves watching John Fly's stream. It's actually it's a part of the flight safety curriculum now. Is my stream. Some of it is don't do what this guy's doing.
That's why I say I won't do Vatsim because I'll probably get yelled at or scolded.
You wouldn't get yelled at.
I'd get scolded.
No, because
you've
been doing this for how many years? You know what to say and what to do, and you in the real world treat those controllers with the utmost respect. And you love them because they're looking out for you.
Have you ever listened to Guard?
I have
IRL?
to. As an airline pilot,
Right.
I have to listen to guard.
You ever hear like some of the guys when they start getting bored, they start going guard all the time when somebody makes a radio call in the wrong freak.
Guard.
You'll hear somebody call in, they're calling an they think they're calling an ops. Yeah, they're doing it on guard. And of course, as soon as they do that, everybody jumps on and goes guard.
I'm going to switch Discord to a different input, so give me just a second, because you're on the same input as P3D, and I've got to change the volume occasionally. Hold on.
Locking gear.
Input device, output device. Let's go to...
John's gonna hit the block button.
Tow track disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
All right, can you give me a talk?
Test 1, 2, 3.
Yep, there we go. Okay, I can turn P3D down, and I can turn you up. That's fantastic. All right, so now that our tow truck is disconnected, we'll enable the hydraulic pumps. Probe heat can come on. Packs back to
Right is clear.
auto. Engine gens on, APU off. APU bleed off, and APU off. Engines to continuous, taxi light on.
And I learned this the hard way a couple weeks ago. Take a quick gander at your battery. Make sure that's 0 or positive. Your DC amps on your battery.
All right, so on battery I got 28 volts and no amps.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want 0 or positive. If it's negative, it's bad.
Okay.
I learned that the hard way.
All right, and we're gonna do flaps 5. RTO is set. I do not have a contact me, so that's good.
Left continuous in the start switches if you haven't already done so.
Yeah, I switched them to continuous.
Yeah, the guy I spoke to yesterday about the Lear. That backup starter or the air ignition.
Uh-huh.
In the Lear, you run it the same way you do these start switches in the 7.3.
If you have time, it's going to be a while before I'm done with this one, obviously, but if you have time, I might be up for a Lear flight.
Yeah, there's 2 things I had questions about that I couldn't remember, so I called a guy that flies Lears for the Air Force yesterday, and he answered for me.
It's handy to have pilot friends.
Well, I had to convince him I wasn't a Russian spy.
Because it had been a while since you talked to him?
I didn't know the guy. I called.
Oh.
I called my old unit.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Got a hold of a young lieutenant, and I just said, this is going to be a really strange phone call, but I promise you I'm not a Russian spy. I used to be in your unit. I said a couple things to verify who I was. I used to be the number 2 guy in your unit.
So what did he? Was
ago.
he pretty friendly and giving you tips on the Lear?
Once he found out who I worked for,
Yeah.
he became really friendly.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like, dude, I want to do what you're doing someday.
That's awesome. What up might be also a problem. I wouldn't recommend saying what up. Yo, Scottish Control, what up? Vatsim traffic, power 10, 737, taxiing down Whiskey 1 to hold short of runway 24, Orly. I need Brad or Max or Petrie Ron or someone to help me do some surgery, because I can't get the ramp textures to work at Manchester, and I can't get, and my Orly's not loaded. I have Orly installed, and my Orly is not coming up, and I'm really annoyed by that.
So, John, is there something I can do to like spruce up the scenery with my P3D without breaking the bank?
No.
Okay.
You have to spend money, unfortunately.
Oh, I said breaking the bank.
No, it does. P3D is a wallet denter. It dented my wallet this morning, and it still doesn't work. I didn't see it. You're supposed to call. You say call sign. For changing the frequencies. Which part are you talking about? What about the altitude? Call sign, altitude, and fix. I never say fix ever, unless it's a fix that is not on my flight plan, or if they put me on a delay vector, and then the previous controller is sending me back to the fix, I will say direct this fix. But if I'm on the flight plan, I just say call sign and altitude, descending or climbing. I won't say fix. Is that
technically, John? Anytime you change a fur boundary, which is a flight information region, you're supposed to check in this case power 10, flight level 350, check position, state to fix.
Yeah, but if
they'll come back and say, if they say radar contact, then you don't have to say anything more. They may come back and say report the next fix. Give me an estimate.
Yeah.
Which means we see that flying over the Caribbean a lot. Even though they're in radar contact, they're still going to ask you to do the fix when you first check in.
Yeah, and I'm also seeing a lot of these airports say RNAV to this on takeoff clearance. RNAV football.
We get that all the time if you're doing RNAV, even here in the States.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna arm my auto throttle. I'm gonna engage LNAV and VNAV, or not engage, but just light up and activate. I'm then gonna switch landing lights on, taxi light off, strobe and steady. Sorry, do I put all of the landing gear down, retractable and fixed?
Everything comes down.
Okay.
If you're cleared on to hold, leave. See, there's a bar. See your landing lights, your retractable and your fixed.
Yep.
See how there's like a plastic bar above it?
Yeah.
What they do is we leave those off. Once we're cleared for takeoff, we'll grab that bar, push it forward, and it just throws all those lights on.
Yeah, that's simulated actually. I gotta get into a habit of doing that rather than individually.
So when you're cleared just on to hold, we turn on just the turn off lights and the taxi light.
Yep.
Then once they clear us for takeoff, we take that bar, we throw all the lights on. And then when the flaps come up, the retractable landing lights will get retracted and the taxi light will come off when the flaps come up. Now, the reason that sequence is important for people in the audience is if you're cleared onto holds, you want to broadcast everybody down the runway in case there's people crossing. You want to broadcast that you understood the clearance correctly and you're not going to start a takeoff roll. So you can look down. If you see somebody on the runway and you've been cleared to cross, it gives you pause. But when I see his landing lights not coming on, I know he knows to hold. Then we'll start going forward. It's just a way to communicate to everybody else that you understand the clearance and you're not going to start a takeoff roll when people are crossing downrange.
Good stuff. All right. The approach end here is clear. And Vatsim traffic, Orly. Power 10, 737, departing runway 24 on the Opal 7, Orly. Turn the sound up a little bit for departure. Oh, I gotta set my barrel. There we go. Barrel set.
At 53 north, exiting the runway, you want to turn everything off except your position lights and your beacons. You leave your nose wheel taxi light on too. Everything else comes off, leaving the runway.
I gotta ask you a question about Toga, and one in a second here after I depart. You have the best job on the planet, even if you can't go to Expo. You really do.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
V2.
There are some days the suck factor gets kind of high.
A little bit, but then again, you realize you're sky surfing. You're getting paid to sky surf, so.
It's usually passenger issues.
Yeah.
Or scheduling issues.
Yeah.
Like you're going to Vegas, your wife is going to meet you there to get rerouted, so you never make it there. She does.
Yeah. Whoa! That was loud. Seems a little bit slow here.
But John, I do say this is cool every pushback.
Yeah, there you go, baby.
I say it out loud.
Outside flyby.
Yeah, you got a great job there, K-Bark. Corporate. I flew Lears for a while. I really enjoyed it.
Speed's a little low on that D rate. But
Well, it's not the speed, the power.
that power
Just
is
gotta be smoother.
How long does the D rate? The D rate's only for takeoff though. At this point, it's not a part of the
Well, the
equation.
D rate's going to go till it's going to go till you get to 1,000 feet, and then it's going to go to a climb thrust.
Okay. Okay, because we're supposed to be at 250, and okay, so it's going to go up to 250 here in a moment. Okay. All right, cool.
You don't have to be at 250.
No.
250 is the max speed. The only place you have to be 250 is like St. Louis, Orlando, Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it says in the departure procedure, accelerate to 250 as soon as possible. As soon as the flaps come up, see you got your retractable landing lights out? When we raise the flaps, we'll raise those retractable landing lights. We'll also turn off the taxi light, the nose wheel taxi light at that time too.
On the flaps?
When you raise the flaps,
Yeah.
we also get in the habit,
you
if
do
you have those
just
retractable
retractables?
landing lights, you turn those off, and then we'll turn off the taxi light also.
Oh.
And your
My
runway
taxi
turn-off
light
lights-
was already off. But that's right. You leave the taxi light on for departure,
Yep.
don't you? Yeah.
Yep. And the runway turn-off lights stay until 18,000 feet also.
Oh, the runway turn off during the day even?
Yeah, you want every light on to make it as visible
Oh.
as possible. The only exception is the logo light.
Okay.
And then also the retractable landing lights. You don't want to leave those out if you're doing 300 knots. You're not going to overspeed them, but it's hard on them.
All right, 7,300 climbing, and we're at 250 knots. Flaps are clean. Gear is up, locked, and we got retractable lights off, fixed on, taxi off, runway turn off on, strobe and steady on, anti-collision on, engines on continuous.
Yeah, K-Bark, I just relearned how to fly the Lear. The last time I flew 2005, last week, I found my old checklist in the basement. So I've been studying up so I can do fly simware. That's probably the guy you need there, John, is K-Bark. He currently flies Lears.
Oh, that's excellent. You should stick around for either today or sometime this week. Maybe we'll off-sked descent and I will fly the Lear. Maybe today, maybe not. Most of the time in the 75. Okay, that's really cool. Jay Krause says, "Hey John, I just got a couple of snack air flights that qualify for the race. Do I need to message you on Discord?" I don't know. A lot of people are messaging me now. You're supposed to just message me at the end, and it's supposed to be before like March 1st or whatever. But if you just send it, you're in. You just sent me a message here. You're fine. Yeah, anyone on the board's fine. There's some people that will accidentally qualify and then they don't even know about the giveaway, and so I don't want to give them the chance.
All right, passing 10,000 feet, you want to ding the flight attendants. You want to turn off your start switches.
Oop, I go on. Oop. It's going
Just ding
from
the flight
auto.
You don't worry
on.
about that. Just ding the flight attendants, hit the attend button.
Oh. Don't worry about the chime. Sorry, hit the attend button. Okay, then what?
Your start switches go off.
Okay.
Make sure your AP is off at this point,
APU's off.
and then just check that the plane is pressurizing.
And
So
we
when you
do
go to
that with this little indicator here, right?
The big needle on the pressure differential gauge, as long as that big needle is not on 0, you're pressurizing. So the big needle is your pressure differential.
The big needle here that's pointing at in between around 13 right now.
Yep.
Okay.
It's actually between 4 and 5. It's what it's showing.
Or 4 and 5. Okay.
That's the PSI difference between the inside of the plane and the outside of the plane.
Okay.
And then the inside needle, right now you're pressurized to 2,000 feet. The small needle on the inside.
For the cabin. Okay.
Mhm.
It's a little bit low. Don't they normally pressurize for 6,000 in the cabin?
You won't see that till you get up around 23, 24. You'll start
Okay.
seeing that thing come up.
Okay.
That's at airfield elevation right now.
Okay. I'm also going to update my active sky. You have a question in chat. Flight plan.
It's a rule, Hawkmania. It's an FAA rule.
There we go. Active sky is updated. KVARC misses the sim. As crazy as it sounds, learned everything I know on FSX before getting my ratings. That's cool. Probably cut off a few hours.
Yeah, he definitely had an advantage. He definitely had an advantage over somebody walking and clean off the street. Something else you can do, John. I like to have my nav display. This is just my personal technique. Most people put something on there. A lot of guys will put the airports so they can kind of see up in your EFIS, they'll select airports. Some guys like to use station, which shows you the VORs. I personally like terrain too. As a matter of fact, we're required to have terrain up at Janet. You don't have to, obviously, it's your sim.
Yeah, I've been getting in the habit of putting constraints on the Airbus, but here I got terrain on now.
But I've noticed not many streamers, flight sim people I see use this.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, what that's telling you, the terrain, is that you got two numbers at the bottom left of your nav display. That higher number is the highest terrain obstacle on what you have your display currently set at. And it'll show as a solid green spot.
Can I
So right
show
now,
constraints on here? It shows the waypoint. Can I actually show the flight level?
Hit data. Hit the data button.
Data button. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's just showing time. Time for that waypoint.
If you hit position,
there's stations.
If you hit position, it's going to show what both your where both your IRSs think you are, and show you where the PS says you are.
Yep, I see that. Okay.
And sometimes if you get like an IRS or GPS warning, you can hit that and you can see that little symbol.
All right, standard pressure. And we're at 18,000, so I'm going to turn off.
Just remember, in France, it's a lot lower than 18.
The landing, yeah, it is. Yep. Turn off the landing lights. Runway turn off lights. Anything else here at transition?
You'd turn the wing off, but you didn't have it on, so you're fine.
Okay. Yeah. Snack Air has its own transition out of Orly, France. 18,000. Except when a Vatsim controller's here, and then we don't.
Delbert Empire, I'm not allowed to say. I've had to sign all kinds of non-disclosure agreements. All I can say is I work for Janet. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm. Mindy is also his boss. Mindy and Janet. There's an emote for that. I don't know if someone can rock the Mindy and Janet emote, then I will offer them 333 snacks if you can rock the Mindy Janet emote. All right, so those tuning in, PBJ&M podcast, vodcast, video talk show will be Saturday, guys, and it looks like it'll be noon Eastern for start, and it will be on the Brad M channel.
John, can you go over where to submit questions for that?
We'll release the form for that Friday. Yeah, we'll open up that form and we'll advertise that question form to be open and active on Friday in our Discords, all of the respective Discords. There's the Mindy Janet emote right there. That's who he works for. Is right there is Janet, and then Mindy's her COO. So let's do !add 333 to J Kraus. I knew someone would rock that Mindy Janet emote. So in your persona of your online world of flying for Janet, it's literally that girl right there.
Okay.
Okay. You can also fly for Powerset in the future if you'll apply and get accepted by HR. But the interviews are brutal.
All right, John, if you look at your nav display, see you're getting some solid green.
Yep.
That's your higher obstacles. And if you look at the green numbers below your terrain, that higher number is the height of those obstructions out there.
Mm.
And that second number beneath it, 400, is
008 and 004.
Yeah, so they're not very high obstacles. You get 800-foot obstacles out there. The majority of your terrain is down around 400 feet, which is that number beneath it.
Okay.
But if we ever had to do like a rapid descent, you had a pressurization problem, do rapid descent, that's the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at that obstacle number.
Makes
to
sense.
see if I can get down to 10,000 feet.
Oh, you know what? FlyJohn's not on, Jay Krause. I've got to turn on FlyJohn.
Eiffel Tower is higher than 800 feet.
Oh, no. FlyJohn's not working. Oh, no. Oh, FlyJohn's off. So I'll have to add that 333 later, John. Oh. Maybe it's loading anyway. Let's see if that works. Yep, that worked. All right, it's complaining about a dependency.
52 north. I don't know what logic it uses to show.
Might be the Eiffel Tower. You have to type in snacks if you want to see your balance. There you go. How many do you have?
54.
Total of 54?
5,400.
I was going to say, you better have more than 54.
Let's have some fun with this, John. Let's fail your A hydraulic system.
Heck no.
It's not that hard.
Nope. Off of Vatsim, I'll do it.
Make those guys work.
What would we do if we did that?
You have to you're going to lose your you're going to lose your A autopilot. You're going to have to alternate extend your landing gear. And you're going to have to go alternate on the nose wheel steering brakes. You're going to lose your ground spoilers. So your landing distance becomes very critical, especially if the runway is wet. So you need a long runway. You need nice weather, because once you drop the gear, you're not going to be able to divert anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that on Vatsim. I need all of everything in my favor.
I bet you those controllers would eat something like that up.
No, they don't like any emergencies, any situations that. Nuh-uh.
It's not you're not in an emergency. You're going to get a normal. You're going to be able to get a normal landing configuration. You're not going to need.
Well, then how would the controllers know? You tell them.
You just tell them, "Hey, I got a hydraulic problem." They're going to say, "Are you declaring emergency?" Say negative.
So
you say, "Do you need crash fire rescue?" You'll say negative.
So, in that instance, they're just preparing for you to maybe land a little bit longer than normal, or they're giving you priority. Are you adding to their workload?
Not really.
Okay.
Assuming the weather's nice. I said if the weather's crappy, it becomes dicey because you don't have a divert option. So theoretically, if you're going somewhere where there's a short runway, if it's a wet runway, if it's right at mins, I'd be looking at possibly diverting somewhere else where the weather's nice. But if the weather was crappy everywhere, you may have to live with that.
Decisions.
And again, that's not really an emergency situation because you don't need traffic priority. You're not going to need crash fire rescue on landing.
Oh, crap. I just realized something. I've got to rectify something on my palette.
Delbert Empire, I disagree with you on declaring emergency. I had a medical problem tonight. And
no, he's talking about in the sim. He's talking about in the sim.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you want to cut in line,
if
you want to cut in the landing line, declaring the emergency is a great way to do it.
I'm thinking that What is the 737 true out at?
About 430 at 0.78 Mach.
Okay.
430 to 450, right in there, depending on the temperature.
The I think declaring an emergency on like a Vatsim FNO Friday Night Ops is is not a good thing to do, or a busy Vatsim event. Declaring an emergency, jacking up everyone's arrival and departure. I mean, it's already you've got a bunch of us amateur pilots out there who don't know how to do things correctly, and so you declare an emergency because you didn't do something correctly, or you have failures enabled or whatever. Just declare your failures outside of an FNO. Do it on VATSIM, no problem. Tell the controller how much fuel you have on board and how many souls, and he'll help you down, whatever. But don't do it during an event, in my humble opinion. I'm going to open up
May I make a comment on the Mayday and Pan?
Sure.
Mayday is a call you're going to make if you don't expect to survive. You expect your plane's going to go down and not make an airport. Pan is to get attention, which is pretty much the same as declaring an emergency in the U.S. So you got to be careful when you use Mayday.
All right, here's the Sim Toolkit Pro program. I'm just going to bring up the VATSIM map.
Big thing about declaring emergencies in real life is, do you need traffic priority? And do you expect you're going to need crash fire rescue upon landing? But if you're going to get in a situation where you're going to be able to get the plane in a normal landing configuration anyways, which a lot B or a loss of A hydraulics you're going to do, there's no reason to declare an emergency in that case, because you don't need traffic priority, you don't need crash fire rescue, and the people on board aren't any more danger than they would normally be. There's no increase in risk, I guess is what I should say.
I got a fuel caution light. Oh, I need to turn off my center pump. There we go. Ground
And
Point
of course-
Niner. How you doing, Ground Point Niner?
And in the real jet, where do they put those low pressure lights? They're right above your head, out of your field of view. The FO is always the guy telling you, hey, because it's in his peripheral vision, it's not in yours. The FO is always telling you, hey, idiot, you forgot to turn the switches off.
I will do all kinds of failures with you offline. I mean, on stream, in the sim, but not on Pilot Edge or VATSIM.
K-Vark, my answer is if I can get the flaps to 15, I'm in a normal landing configuration. If I can't get flaps 15, I'll probably declare an emergency. In the 7.3.
What's the landing like what's the landing like into Vegas with flaps 15 on
The hard thing with that is, I do flaps 15 all the time going into Denver, just because the gust in a 700, you don't have much of a with the winds and the higher landing speeds, you're really close to your flap overspeed at flaps 30.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's real gusty there, I'll elect to do flaps 15. It gives me more of a buffer. The thing that's hard with that, if you're hand flying, is the deck angle's higher than normal.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to push the nose over to make it look normal. And so you tend to get kind of low on glide slope, unless you really think hard. The runway's going to be lower in the window than I'm used to seeing because I'm at a higher deck angle. So you got to think about that. If you're not thinking about it, you tend to get kind of low. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. These nuggets of wisdom we get from real world pilot off-skid descent. Ground Point Niner, yes, I will be there. Yeah.
Yeah, Lear's like it was 8, 20, and 40, I think are the flap settings, or flaps up. I guess there's a fourth position. I've only flown a 35, so that's all I can speak to. But I just remember 8, 20, and flaps 40. And that's degrees. That's not percent in the Lear.
Yeah, Friday Night Ops is in Minneapolis, and Ground Point Niner right there will be one of the controllers for Minneapolis. And they are
Hey, K-Bark.
they are
Lear
in
35.
my
What is that? What did we cruise at? I think it was what,
Sorry,
7.4? Did we
I'll talk
cruise
to you
at
guys
7?
later. Hold on. Go ahead.
I'll ask in chat.
No, you can ask in voice. Just I just was talking about ground point niner for a second. You'll have the Bainey Torgi arrivals most likely. So anyone inbound from the northwest, southwest, likely will talk to me. Okay, so northwest, southwest. So if I come in from Denver, or if I come in from Glacier Park or Bozeman, I would get you maybe. I don't know what plane I'll do yet, but all right, go ahead, Chuck.
I got it in chat. I was talking over you. Sorry, there's a delay. Bad on me.
On Discord? No, there's no delay on Discord. You can't use that excuse.
Part of the problem is I'm listening. I get the stream turned up too.
Turn that stream off.
Okay.
What did the Lear cruise at? I think I remember we usually flew Mach 7.4, 0.74. Now, in the pilot world, if I say Mach 7.4, are people going to laugh at me? I don't need to say Mach 0.74. I can just say Mach 7.4, right? Not on
7.4
ATC, but amongst pilots.
Yeah, 7.4 is good.
Okay.
Because I seem to remember when I started flying the 737-300, I was just like, man, this seems just like a big Lear 35. Just the speeds it flew, the way they flew the descent, the way it flew the climbs.
Yeah, ground point niner. I'll plan on coming from the west. I don't know. I gotta look at my scenery and choose which sim, all that good stuff.
We do say the flux capacitor a lot, 53 North.
All right, I think that I'm approaching. Nope, I'm not. I'm still in French airspace. I'm assuming I'm going to get a contact me pretty soon.
My favorite is when we used to talk to breast control.
Breast control?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that like Belgium or something?
That's just northwest France.
Oh,
Brest is the
breast
region.
control.
Breast control.
Do you send your co-pilot to shop for a new relative bearing? I don't understand that question.
I don't think I do either.
That one went. Whew. Oh, he's talking Star Trek. Yeah, I think he's talking. Maybe he's talking Star Trek. What you talking about, Willis? Ratuk is UK. Remember? Okay, I don't see Ratuk. Oh yeah, I do. Oh gosh, Ratuk is UK, but it's inside French airspace. That's interesting. I'm doing the turn at well, you can see me on all the VatSpy, Vatastic, what have you. You can see my plane. In fact, can someone go to vatastic.com, or if someone has their VatSpy open or something, can you guys see me? I'm assuming you can see me, and I hope they don't mind my call sign. All right, Captain, I'm bringing the flight attendant up. You got the deck here. I'm jump seater. You got the plane. I gotta go inspect the lavatory. Roger?
Don't forget to call.
She's already up here.
Yeah, but make sure you've got a call for us to open up the door.
I think the door's open actually. If you look back here.
Yeah. See, I got a funny joke.
No, it's not. It's closed. Okay, I'll be right back.
So usually when the guys call when I'm up there, especially when I was a first officer, when the guy would call to come back up, I'd always say, "No way, I'm in charge."
I'll be right back. You entertain the masses, please.
All right. Any 737 questions?
Or life questions. Anything. Any life questions or 737.
And then we've got KVARC in here. Any Learjet questions? I can speak a little bit to a 3.5. KVARC can cover just about any one of those other ones. So KVARC is Learjet still around? Doesn't Bombardier own them now? Or have they been bought out by another company? And for the record, of all the planes I flew, the Lear 35 was my favorite. And yes, it's tiny. Does flying a Boeing ever get old? Generally, if the flight is longer than 2.5 hours, it can get kind of boring. So does it get old? No, but it can get boring if you spend a long time at cruise with not a whole lot going on. If the flight's 2.5 hours or less, you're busy enough in the climb preparing for the descent that it goes by fairly quickly. Yeah, we did our training at CA. It used to be Simuflight, but I guess it's CAE now. The last time I flew Lear was in 2005. Yeah, it does depend on the person next to you. And the good news, Janet does a really good job of hiring people that are interesting to talk to. Any recommendations for your type rating? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Finland Char. You talking about companies to do it with?
Okay, I'm back with you. With you.
No way, I'm in charge.
You can be in charge. That's fine. No contact me? No contact me yet. I'm not far from Ratuk. I'm, let's see, 25 miles to Ratuk. Okay, off-scale descent. So just a little heads up. If the controller calls me, I may interrupt you in mid-sentence. Hey,
I'll try to answer questions in chat.
Yeah. Tell West, how you doing? So yeah, just know. I mean, I could pipe the VATSIM audio into Discord if you want me to. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna try to route that to you so you can hear VATSIM. Hold on. I do that in my fancy routing of my mixer. All right, so I'm gonna let's see, chat mic, music. All right. Do you hear yourself talk right now?
Test. Yeah.
You do hear yourself echo?
Yes.
Is it annoying? A little bit?
No, it's not too bad.
Because, all right, I'll turn that off for now. But when VATSIM comes on, I'll flick that switch and you'll be able to hear VATSIM through Discord. I hope. Let's verify audio settings on VATSIM. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Yep. Okay. Yep, we're good. So you'll hear it. That'll be good. When you were gone, Ofsced declared an emergency. Uh-oh. You can talk still.
No.
We haven't been contacted yet.
I don't know what Scandi Virtual is.
All right. Finland, I'm coming up to Ratuk. They better contact me pretty soon, huh? Because I think I need to start my descent pretty soon. No, 135 miles. That's right. Manchester's all the way up the country. I forgot about that part. Okay, who am I going to go to? Am I going to go to London Center first? I'm not. You are a big flight sim guy. You own 2 aircraft. You own P3D. And you got Chase plane. You're a sim guy now. Offsked. Sorry to break your bubble. To burst your bubble.
There was a caveat there, a qualifier. I said big sim guy.
Okay. All right. Well, you're a flight sim guy, but you're not a big. I'm not a big flight sim guy.
I don't have a pit.
London South is not on. No. Man, you should see my pit. My pit is crazy right now. I should take a picture and post it for you guys. This is nuts.
Finland Share can probably answer this. You got to be real careful what kind of control UK gives you. There's 3 different levels of control they give you, and one of them, you're responsible for your own separation from other planes.
I should do a panel of this. Panel. All right, I'll send this panel picture up to Discord, and then we can post it on the chat here. Let's go to Discord.
That Powerset livery's really grown on me.
Yeah. John Fly. Share to screenshots. Post. Well, yeah, fly Snack Air or Powerset, but you can't fly Powerset until you apply and get accepted.
Yeah, I don't have the time to devote what they probably would want.
One flight every month or 45 days or something like that.
Oh, I could do that.
Or I maybe even bigger than that.
To be honest, that Snack Air livery's still my favorite.
It's a good one. Mustafa did a good job on that one.
I prefer the 700 in P3D. It handles really close to the real jet. The 800, not so much.
All right, I'm going to the John Fly screenshots, and we're going to click that and copy link. Does this link work? Look at the pit, guys. The pit is getting crazy. Look at that picture. It's a little bit distorted because it's a pano shot, but
it's under screenshots.
I just sent a link in chat to my pit.
Oh, got it.
It's a little bit crazy.
Does Flyboy know how to work all that stuff?
Not yet.
Or is he not allowed to touch
Fly
it?
Girl does, though. She knows how to hit that flap extension when I'm in middle of a flight. You got accepted in 7 minutes. There you go. Scotty Bob 64. Where do I get this interactive 737 pilot instructor plugin from? He's awesome. You know what? It's a monthly payment program. It's like $3.99 a month. You tell yourself where that decimal point is.
Scotty Bob, there's a price with that though. With the plug-in comes in an inordinate amount of unsolicited text messages.
All texts are welcome in regular wake live hours. What does real 737 pilot mean? Off-sked descent here, Freeze is a real world 737 captain.
I fly for a major U.S. carrier.
Janet and Mindy, Janet. Can we all get in on this program? Yeah, you can. Well, depends. Do you want to pay the $3.99 monthly?
No, it's $399 monthly. Guys.
I told them they can put the decimal point where they want to. You can do the $3.99 or the $39.99 or the $3.99.99 plan.
And one thing, guys, it's a sim, so fly it the way you want. A lot of guys like, oh, let's get this thing. How do you really do it? It's a sim. That's the beauty of the sim is you guys can do it the way you want. So the stuff I throw out to John, these switches, he doesn't have to do that. I just throw it out there just for people who want to know.
It's $9.99 for the A320. Yeah, it's a bit more for that. Yep.
I don't know the A320 though.
But Tel West does. Well, Tel West is a 320 pilot, and he also is he's the author of the Pilatus PC-12 shared cockpit file, as well as the shared cockpit file for the Bonanza with the GTN.
Hey, we got to try that shared cockpit for the Zebo again.
We had so many problems. I'm surprised you even want to try.
Yeah, I'm willing to try.
You ever have any interest in a Dash 8 Q400? Because if you buy the Dash 8 Q400 for P3D, it comes with a built-in shared cockpit into P3D, built in. There's no plug-in. It's inside the plane.
I have to learn to fly a new airplane.
Yeah. But let's do the Lear flight together first before we think about that, because it is a beast of an awesome program. It's the only shared cockpit that I own for P3D is the Dash 8 Q400. I believe you can also do shared cockpit in another Aerosoft plane, but I think someone said it's not that good. It doesn't work that well, but I think there's an Airbus version out there that it's not that good. 1,400 for a 787. We're lucky. We had the 787 captain on a couple weeks back, and then now we have 73, and we have an A320 pilot. We've got a Lear pilot now in the chat room. We're lucky ducks.
Now if we could just get a good C-130.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't fly it.
Is there a
Unless it
DC-10
was
out there?
there probably is a DC-10, but
Oh,
it's not something I've seen before, but maybe it exists. It exists. Yeah, it's like a don't know where thing, yeah. Off-skid descent will take a donation toward some scenery. Like you don't have Orbex Global yet, so your ground textures suck. For lack of a technical phrase.
I was a military guy in KVARC. So I flew C-130s, I flew DC-10s in the Air Force. The Lear 35 I flew was also a military jet. So I did 20 years in the Air Force, and then last 2 years I got stuck flying a desk, and I started working on my 737 type ratings. And I was fortunate to get hired at the company that I did.
I assume that I'm going to get London Center, London Control at the sea level. Offsked D-Monies wants to know, what is the most annoying passenger you've ever encountered thus far in your career?
It was a brother of a guy that I threw off the airplane for clearly being on something. And he stormed up in the cockpit just before pushback. Gave me a piece of his mind, told me I'm a shit pilot. I told him,
Hot 600.
I've heard a lot worse than that. I've been called a lot worse than that. I said, if you want to get going, why don't you take your seat?
Poop pilot, not that other word.
And he took his seat, and I went to the ops agent and said, pull him off too.
Yeah, I show LTC or London Sea Center on. Sorry, kids, for the swear words. He won't do it again.
That was my bad. That was his exact words, though. I was just quoting him.
Yeah, that's true. But don't, yeah.
He goes, you may be great at flying airplanes, but you're a beep pilot. I said, yeah, I've been called a lot worse. He forgets I went to a military school. I've been called a lot worse.
I'm glad you didn't fire back at his about his hi brother. Hi brother. Is that London area below 145? Okay, I don't know who's gonna want to talk to me first, but we are 75 miles to the top of descent. We're over the UK, so.
D-Money as a flight attendant is a better person to ask that question from. They have all kinds of great stories.
At least you have a door. We deal with that mid-flight. Oh, man. The guys who I flew in Challenger 6... No, it was a Challenger 350, and I flew from Salt Lake in the real world up to Bozeman, Montana, and the guys let me come up to sit down, and right there at their pedestal, and talk to them about the plane, and they were super friendly. It was really cool. It was on Delta private jets. Is there a central online? It just says London C CTR. And then it says, and then there's North, Manchester controls on, LIMM, I don't know, yeah. cool when this celebrity shows interest in the jet rather than just being a stuck-up rich passenger. Oh yeah, 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 yep. I had a buddy who used to fly Tim McGraw and Faith Hill around in a jet. Yeah, I said they were super nice. I don't know if they were interested in the jet or not, but boy, I'm sure there's some some celebrities that are more interested than others. What is that line? That is a weird line down there. Is that a contrail, guys? Oh, that is a contrail. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. Huh. And look at True Earth, Orbex, UK, Great Britain. Look at it down there. Looks beautiful. London should be right over there. Yeah. He used to drive Dolly Parton's tour bus. That's very cool. I got to go on the bus of Keith Urban. That was pretty cool. Hung out with the staff. You have a pretty good mechanical keyboard there, Offsked. You don't have to mute it. I like mechanical. I should contact London C soon. Shouldn't they contact me? All right. Offsked, I'm gonna Vatsim is gonna come into your. It's gonna come into your audio.
Unicorn 122.8, thank you for that. Good evening. 5 minutes for Romeo.
Okay, let me know if you hear Vatsim talking. Offsked.
London Control, good evening, sir. Is he 59 at Charlie Sierra? Passing flight level 157, climbing to flight level 190 in Ben, Holmes.
Easy 59 Charlie Sierra, good evening, climb flight level 250.
250, is he 59 at Charlie Sierra?
Papa Tango Delta Alpha ready for departure.
Delta Alpha, right, Roger, runway 27 clear for takeoff, the wind 230 degrees 8 knots. I'm going to be closing shortly, so after departure, Unicorn, please.
Oh, he's going offline.
Yes, for takeoff runway 27, Golf Papa Tango Delta Alpha.
London, Power 10, just passing over Lambourne at flight level 340.
Hello, station calling, I think, sorry, Power 10, unfortunately I'm going to be closing shortly, so just remain on Unicorn, please.
Okay, on Unicom, thanks, Power 10.
Choice 55 Papa Yankee, vacated 22.
I guess I'll start my descent at my discretion then. In 51 miles.
Right, 19, sorry, Genix 55 Yankee, contact S6 radar 120.625, away.
That means static ground, 121725.
Oh, is there stands to ground?
Yes.
Oh, right, I never knew that.
Okay, ground 12175, 55 Yankee, bye-bye.
At what point do I cross over to London North? Can you hear Vatsim? Offsked? You're on mute if you're trying to talk to me. Maybe EGCC approach or man. Well, there is London.
Spirit 586 monitor Unicom 122 dash.
There is London North.
Unicom 122 decimal 586.
Oh, I don't.
Contact
Okay.
118.775. Bye.
All right, so I go to man center. Okay. Uh-oh. I'm over speeding.
Right there, 101. Contact Scottish Control 118.775.
What's that?
Bye.
I can hear Vatsim.
Okay. Yeah, I got the overspeed. I'm on the barber pole. I'm at Mach
Quickly take a
0.82.
look at the number 82.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're over the magic number. This plane's going to be grounded when you get in the ground.
Is it really? Now it's at 8.1.
I take that back. 84 is the magic number. Just write it up. They have like 10 days to inspect it.
Okay.
Big thing is you want to fess up to it. Otherwise, you create a...
Over 8.2?
84. 84 is
8.4, okay. All right, Manchester Center's on 18.775.
But anything that's
Good evening,
overspeed.
Ryan Charlie
Okay.
Victor, passing through flight level 170 for 230.
Rhino 9 Charlie Victor, Scottish Control, climb slant level 250, chase 2 Delta, arrival.
Chase 2 Delta arrival and we'll climb up to 250, Rhino 9 Charlie Victor.
Egypt Air 268, descend flight level 100.
Flight level 100 for Egypt Air 268.
All right, I'm resetting to 200.
Snowcap 66, contact Manchester radar, 118.575, good day.
Contacting radar 118.575. Thank you for your service. Bye bye, Snowcap 626.
Golf Echo Hotel, radar control.
Radar control, Golf Echo Hotel.
After TNT? Really? All?
Speedbird 1402, descend flight level 80.
Not before?
Descending 80, Speedbird 1402.
Speedbird 1402, contact Manchester radar, 118.575, bye bye.
Going to 118.575, Speedbird 1402, thank you.
So I'm not going to have any...
EZ67 Mike Delta, descend flight level 90.
Descend flight level 90, EZ67 Mike Delta.
Scottish, good evening, Shadow 3 Tango, passing 3,500 to 5,000.
Shuttle 3 Tango, Scottish Control, squawk hide in.
Oh, London Center's on. 127.825. I wonder if I should go to
Tomjet 433, contact
127.825.
825, good day.
127.825, Tomjet 433.
D'accord, do you d'accord?
So London LON_CTR is not someone I check in with, huh?
Scottish, good evening, Echo India, Charlie, Oscar Tango. Echo India, Charlie, Oscar Tango, Scottish Control, roger.
All right.
Good with you, flight level 350.
I'm listening to London.
EZ75 Lima Tango, London Control, hello, Typhoid 1 Juliet arrival. Apologies, repeat the arrival.
Contact
Typhoid
London.
1 Juliet.
Okay.
Typhoid 1 Juliet arrival for Liverpool, Simplify Lima Tango information.
London Control, Power 10, flight level 340.
Being EZ75 Lima, with you at flight level 35.
Oh, he said with you.
EZ75 Lima, London Control, hello, Squawk 0307, Typhoid 1 Juliet arrival.
Squawk 0307, Type Out 1 Juliet arrival for Liverpool, easy 75 Lima.
With you could be a good fun Vatsim drinking game, yeah. London Control, Power 10, flight level 340.
Power 10, London Control, hello, Squawk 0310, descend flight level 200, Dane to Alpha arrival.
Okay, 0310, descend 200, Power 10.
And it'll be a Dane to Alpha arrival.
Dane 2 Alpha arrival, Power 10. Alright, so let's do...
Landing, good evening. Speed battery to 6, 2,200.
1310.
326, London Control, hello, Squawk Arden, climb flight level 290.
Alright, I'm going to hit the descend now.
290, speed battery to 6.
There we go.
Good evening, Thomas Cook 3 X-ray Mike with your flight level 295, descending 150 to reach at Amdut.
Thomas Cook 3 X-ray Mike, London Control, hello, Squawk 036.
An FO would have taken her. Yeah. Hey, Planet Coops, how you doing?
3667, Thomas Cook 3 X-ray Mike Heavy.
By the way, you can still talk to me off skid if you want to.
Okay.
Since you're here in Vatsim. If you hear Power 10, just start singing.
London, good evening, Speedbird 7 Lima X-ray descending through flight level 260 inbound for Heathrow. Speedbird 7 Lima X-ray, London Control, hello, LSO 1 Hotel arrival. Descent flight level 180, level by AirFax.
Say that again?
Is there a way I can filter out my microphone to block those keyboard clicks when I'm typing?
LSO 1 Hotel arrival, descend flight level 110.
A better directional microphone.
Speedbird 7 Lima X-ray.
Not with your headphones, no.
Control, hello, easy 35 Victor Charlie is now passing 2640 descending, and we are having speed 250 knots now.
Easy 35 Victor Charlie, London Control, hello, turn right heading 360 degrees, expect QNAF 1 Golf arrival, descent flight level 160.
Right heading 360, descending flight level 160, expecting QNAF 1 Golf arrivals, easy 35 Charlie,
These
Victor
Vatsim
Charlie.
guys give you
Thomas Cook 3 X-ray Mike, QNAF 1 Golf arrival, speed 280.
Do they give you a what?
Descent flight level 160.
PAR approach. It's a talk.
160-280 knots, or grade.
I think they were doing... Oh, we got a subscribe. I think they were doing that at Amsterdam the other day. Some offer it, yeah. KVARK27 with the subscribe. Lear Pilot Extraordinaire KVARK27 with the subscribe. Appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Welcome to the Snack Shack.
Yeah, it's an instrument approach where ATC gives you headings and descent
Yep.
rates to fly.
That's what Amsterdam was doing the other night. They had an event for it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And they were also offering circle to land.
Power 10, contact London Control 127.1, bye-bye.
27.1. See you, Power 10.
Chanix 2 Charlie Whiskey, contact Scottish Control 118.775, bye-bye.
2710.
London Control, good evening. Shuttle 3 Tango heading 150 degrees.
Shuttle 3 Tango, London Control, good evening. Be Bombington for Alpha arrival.
Moving for Alpha arrival, Shuttle 3 Tango.
London Control, Power 10, flight level 285, descending 200.
Power 10, London Control, good evening, continue.
Continue, Power 10. Do you repeat back continue? Or do you just be quiet?
Just acknowledge it.
All right, so just say continue, Power 10. Boom. Yeah, it's a huge headwind, 100 knot headwind right now. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty normal this time of year.
And I noticed the pitch changes are kind of interesting. It was doing 1,800 feet per minute, and now it's only doing 950.
But look how much your wind just dropped off. Almost 40 knots.
5 knots.
You were at 135, weren't you?
Oh, was I? I just
Yeah.
saw 100 and something. Okay. It's also... okay, it's also adjusting here.
Do you have decent winds programmed on your FMS?
London Control, good evening. Tropic 252 with you.
No.
380.
I don't.
Tropic 25, question Tropic 262 London Control.
K-Varg, yeah, so just power 10. So he says continue. I can just say power 10.
Yeah, you're just acknowledging it. That you heard what he said.
All right. There's Tempo 1337 Elvos. Okay.
Here comes your VNAV glide path. It's coming down.
Oh, yeah, right there. Yep.
Yeah, so you'll start heading down a little quicker here in a minute.
Still near the barber pole.
Dropping at 262, direct to Halif.
Pop my boards.
I would normally
Direct
be
to
supposed to
Halif,
barber pole.
Tropic
The auto
252.
throttles aren't that quick.
Okay.
That's just me. It's your sim.
I like it. I'm pop the boards.
Depends
Pops
how
the
many write-ups you
boards.
want to do, John.
Huh?
Depends how many maintenance write-ups you want to do.
Yeah. I didn't break the Mach 0.84 though, so.
No, but you still have to write it up.
8.2 I do?
Oh, yeah.
Really? I thought 8.4 was the issue.
8.4 is where the plane's grounded immediately.
Wow.
So if you don't write up this 8.2 in 2 weeks,
6 Victor Kilo, passing 3000.
if you write up the 8.2, they're allowed to let it go for 10 more days. But it's gotta be
6 Kilo,
inspected for
London
10
Control,
days.
Hello Squad.
Okay, wow.
If they discover this thing without the inspection, it's an
London
immediately
Control, good evening.
grounded.
KLM 1 on Quebec with you, passing 10,000.
So by writing it up, you're allowing the plane to continue.
KLM 190, London Control, good evening. Climb flight with 230.
Cover it.
230, KLM 1 on Quebec.
London 26, Easy 26 Oscar passing.
But obviously you have to take into consideration the tailwind or headwind or tailwind, yeah. In the report.
How close that speed is to where it is to the barber pole.
Flight level 150, speed 6 Victor Kilo.
Yeah, what I usually do is I usually start my descent about 10 miles early.
Hello, Control, good evening.
Mm.
KLM 107.
Just to keep it from doing a big dive down. That's where it's going to overspeed.
KLM 1072, London Control, good evening. Climb flight level 330.
K-Vark, I was 42.
Level 330, KLM 1072.
I was pretty late coming to the airlines. In the last year, I've flown with 2 guys at the airline I work for that were 27 years old.
Power 10, contact Scott Control, 118.775.
118.775, power 10. Scottish Control, power 10, flight level 200.
Power 10, Scottish Control, good evening. Descend, flight level 120.
Descend 120, power 10.
Spirit 16 November, climb flight level 190, continue present heading. Flight level 190, continue present heading. Speed 600 November.
All right, so what's is 1,400 feet per minute
Descend to altitude 2,000
enough here? I think so.
Roger, right, 180, descent, flight level 2,000 feet for your
I would try to stay to that VNAV profile if you could.
I don't have it anymore because I'm in VS.
Well, you do have it if you look at your really high. Look at your nav display.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Me
So-
personally, this is your issue with the level changing.
So maybe go to
20 to
2,000?
You can also speed up. You could speed increase to about 300 knots to help you get a better descent rate.
Shuttle 705 Quebec Scottish Squawk and climb now flight level 80.
Idle at 280. You should be getting about 2,300 feet per minute.
EGCC 6 turn right heading 240 degrees, clear dollars approach my 27.
Unfortunately, P3D hasn't modeled this real well in the 800.
Mm.
Thank you very much.
Ryder 9 Charlie Victor, descend flight level 90.
Down to 90, running on Charlie Victor.
K-Vark, what about an E-Jet? Are you against the Embraers, the E17s and 19s?
227.1. Report heading 217.1, speed of 16 November.
Okay, this plane wants me to churn to local barrel, but my transition is not yet, which I don't like.
Shuttle 705, Quebec, climb flight level 190.
Program that up in the.
5 cruise 190, shot 705.
There's a place to program that up in the FMS, John.
Yeah, I know. I haven't done that. It's interesting. On the chart, it says transition level by ATC, so interesting.
Roger, 268, stand by, overshot the localizer. We're established for pilot from 27.
All right, because I'm a one-man show here, I'm just going to turn on some lights. Oh, crash bar. There we go.
Easy 136.
Do you turn on turn off for landing?
Easy 136, descend flight level 160.
Yes.
Descend flight level
But that's on the gear anyway, though, isn't it?
Easy 136,
No,
report
it's not.
Oh, it's not.
We don't turn on the retractables
we are
until we put the flaps down.
54.
That's
That's
the
country indicator
farthest
airspeed.
ones.
Because that's friction, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apologies. 317.
So they're calling me Power 10. I guess I should switch to that, because in the States they call you Power 10.
Speed 260 knots, CZ 136.
One in Rome.
Transition is in the ATIS.
With you,
All right,
One
ATIS.
Yankee departure, 3,000 feet. Spirit 1 on right 4 Scottish, score cadence, climb now, flight level 80.
All right, transition
Squadron
level
9, climb flight level 80, Spirit 195.
65.
Shuttle 705 Quebec, contact London 127.1. 1271 for London, 705 Quebec, see you later.
Is it going to slow me down? At 250 here. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Runner 9 Charlie Victor, descend, flight level 900.
That's 90, right, Charlie Victor.
Runner 9 Charlie Victor, contact London 127.1.
127.1, right, then, Charlie Victor.
Established pilot from 27. Jet 268, thanks, runway 27, can land 210 degrees, 6 knots. Roger, clear to land runway 27, when
Now,
John, tell him you want to use QFE for your altimeter.
Thank you very much.
so
Do you know what that is?
QFE?
Yeah.
No.
Spirit
It's
100,
where the
4 climb, flight
altitude
level
is red above
190.
the airport.
Oh.
Flight level 190, speedbird 1985.
Kind of tempted to go to 250 knots now. But I won't.
Scottish Control, good evening. Scandinavian 62 Bravo, the Rosen 1 Foxtrot arrival, passing flight level 305 for flight level 290, level at...
Actually, I'm going to go 250.
Scandinavian 62
I'd
Bravo,
rather
Scottish
underspeed than
Control,
overspeed.
200.
They will give you the QNH to the local pressure once they descend you. Okay.
Scandinavian 62 Bravo. Power 10, descend flight level 80.
Descend flight level 80, power 10.
Power 10, contact Manchester radar 118.575.
18575, power 10.
Runner 554, when ready, descend flight level 180.
180, when ready, runner 554.
All right, the frequency was 18.
Scottish Control, hello, Bear Express 3692, flight level 200.
Bear Express 3692, Scottish hello, descend flight level 150.
Descend 150, Bear Express 3692.
Bear Express 3692, speed 280 knots or greater.
Oh, wait, I'm going to Manchester Center, or no, Manchester... Oh, I was on 18.7. Okay, I'm going to approach. Okay. Manchester, power 10. We are...
Power 10, Manchester radar, good afternoon. Expect vectors for an ILS approach, runway 23 right, turn right, heading 355.
Okay, right turn 355, and we'll expect vectors for the ILS. Power 10.
Power 10, descend flight level 70, speed 220 knots or greater.
220 down to 7,000, power 10. We're landing 23 right. Yeah. All right, frequency 109.5. Setting in both 109.5.
Power 10, turn right heading 005.
Right turn 005, power 10. I'm going to verify these frequencies. Yep. All right, setting up course 232. 232 set that side. And
Power 10, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1005.
5,000, 1,005, power 10.
Manchester Tower, good evening, KLM 180, Victor 3, default report.
Station calling, standby. Power 10, contact director, call sign only, 121.350, goodbye.
21350, call sign only. Thanks, power 10.
Station calling before that, say again.
Manchester radar, good evening, EZ 136, passing flight level 115 for flight level 100.
Easy 136, Manchester radar, good afternoon. Expect vectors for the ILS approach runway 23 right. Descend flight level 80 and leave Mersey heading 085.
Power 10.
Team 11, any speed control?
Team 11, there's no speed.
Free speed, Team 11.
Alright, Manchester radar, hello, descend to altitude 3,500 feet.
3,500, power 10. Okay, he said 220 or above. I got to a new controller. I'm nearing the initial approach fix. I kind of want to go down to 180, but I won't. But I will put in a notch of flaps.
Power 10, turn left heading 310 degrees.
Left turn 310, power 10.
Team 11, contact tower 1.8.65, goodbye.
Tower 1.8.65, Team 11, bye-bye.
I wish they'd use point instead of decimal, but I can't have everything my way. I'm sorry, I'm slowing down. This is cool. This is cool. Oh, I should have done crash bar there. Okay, flaps 5. Arming the speed brakes. Gears coming down. Flaps 15. 10 and 15. Hey Rich, how you doing? I'm flying Powerset, baby.
Power 10, 10 left heading 260 degrees, cleared up 23 right.
260 on the heading, cleared. ILS 23 right, power 10.
Power 10, speed 180 knots.
180, power 10. Do you carry Snack Air product in that livery? Yeah, of course, yeah. All right, I need to do my inits. Should I do flaps 30 or 40, off-sked?
It's up to you.
30.
30 is what I usually do. I'll do 40 if there's a short runway, something like that.
How come my plane's not going down? That's weird. Oh, that's why. Huh, it's in an altitude hold. All right. Kind of recapture. Am I going to be on the north tower or the second tower?
Power 10, speed 160 knots or greater until 4 DME.
160 or greater till 4 DME, power 10.
Power 10, contact tower 118.625 for back.
118.625, power 10, see ya.
Manchester, good evening. Hold Papa 1. Hold Papa 1, Channel 258.
Manchester Tower, power 10.
Power 10, Manchester Tower, good evening. Continue approach runway 23 right at number 1.
Continue approach 23 right, power 10.
Channel 2585, Papa 1, clear to cross 23 right, once vacated right tango. Correction, right vector. Clear to cross 23 right, once cross 23 right, right vector, Channel 258.
John, you got a caution right above your, get a caution light just above your FO navigation display. There we go.
Okay. Oh man, it's 148. 148 on the landing, VREF.
Yeah, you want to add 5 knots to that.
Power 10, 23 right, clear to land to wind 1805.
23 right, cleared to land, power 10.
Channel 258, Manchester
I think
Tower,
it takes
184,
into wind
good
correction already into account
evening.
there.
184, have a great night, Channel 258.
In the FMC it says plus 05.
It's not in there. You need to double click that plus 05 to make it large, and then it'll put it in there.
Oh. Still doesn't change it, but.
There you go.
Should I go still 148 or?
Yeah, 148 is your reference speed.
Okay. All right, 3 green, clear to land, flaps good.
I'm sorry, 148 is your target.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 148 is what you want to touch down at. The 5 knots added to that is your target speed you want to fly.
All right. My airplane.
Terry, good evening. Onshore Papa 1.
Dragon 1, Manchester, good evening. Continue. Correction, hold Papa 1.
Dragon 1, apologies, say again.
Dragon 1, hold Papa 1.
Hold Papa 1.
Horrible runway textures.
Dragon Dragon 1 after the 738 passes left to right, 5 Papa 1 clear to cross 23 right.
I want to exit right or left.
Taxi right
I don't even know.
After the crossing aircraft, continue Papa and right to the Victor.
John, you said you had a question about the Toga and N1 earlier.
Yeah. Just 1 second. Man, this scenery is jacked. I've got to fix this scenery.
Dragon 1, contact Manchester Tower 119.4.
19.4, Dragon 1.
Okay, raising the flaps.
Manchester Tower, hello, Runner 25 Echo Hold Matter, Hotel
All
1.
those lights except
Runner
taxi.
2 Papa Echo Manchester, good evening.
Boost
After the,
position on steady.
738 passes on 23 right, via Hotel 1 clear to cross 23 right,
And I
once
close, you'll stay
vacated
on.
taxi right, Victor.
And then turn off your runway.
Roger, after allowing Jet 2, passes
Yeah,
left
close
right,
stays on.
we're cleared to cross Hotel, over onto Victor, Runner 28 Fox Echo.
Power 10, contact Manchester, going 12185, good evening.
2185, good evening, Power 10.
Oh, I didn't put the minus. Otherwise, I would have won.
It was a long landing, but the runway textures were all jacked.
Tower, Charlie Mike, X-Ray Sierra Romeo is short of runway 23 right at Papa 1.
Charlie Mike, X-Ray Sierra Romeo, Manchester Tower, good evening, hold position.
Station calling second, your stand number?
Stand 10.
Easy 15 Delta Bravo, roger, I'll get back to you in just 1 second. Break right 101, take your second left. Right 101, take your second left. Right 4725, contact Tower 18625. Easy 15 Delta Bravo, cleared Gatwick, Samba 1 Yankee departure, squawk 6466.
Clear to Gatwick, Samba 1 Yankee departure, squawk 6466. Easy 15 Delta Bravo.
Easy 15 Delta Bravo, read back correct.
Manchester ground, Power 10. We're clear of 23 right, short of Bravo, request stand 7.
Delivery, easy 76 Victor Delta with you, information Golf QNH 1005, request clearance to Gibraltar please. Tap A320 stand 1.
All stations, stand by, I'll call you back in a minute. Break easy 65, all stations that haven't got your clearance monitor delivery on frequency 1217.
Pres Charon, how you doing? No, this is not UK 2000. This is Aerosoft. I've had a heck of a time getting it installed correctly. So FluSim.
Power 10, if you could just pull forward off the rapid entry there, please. Just pull forward onto Alpha.
Pulling forward onto Alpha, Power 10.
Power 10, taxi right Bravo left, you at Fox, stand 7.
Okay, on Bravo, Foxtrot, stand 7, Power 10. This scenery is all jacked. Oh man, I gotta fix those textures. The Ultimate Karen, how are you? I've got to completely fix these textures. Ugh.
Swiss 161 is ready for taxi.
Swiss 161, taxi November, Charlie Delta, Papa 1, no delay.
Anyone good at troubleshooting sceneries?
Can you repeat that,
Airport
please?
looks fantastic.
November, Charlie, Delta, Papa 1, no delay.
The terminal looks fantastic, but the ground textures are...
Can you watch it, please, for Swiss?
Yeah, I do have Orbex. I did turn the BGLs off, I think.
No delay.
one-way,
Swiss 1611, listen, taxi November Charlie, Delta Papa 1, no delay, hold short 23 right. Ryanair 4725, Manchester Tower 1865.
It was fun, Kavark. Thank you for the subscribe. Gonna head to the airport for a trip tonight. See you next time. Hey, I look forward to chatting with you more and getting to know you better. And congratulations on your real-world achievement of being a Lear pilot. That's fantastic. Thank you. Have a good flight.
Ground easy 15 Delta Bravo, stand 10, request push and start.
Easy 25 Delta Bravo 15, put 10 push start approved.
Push start approved, stand 10 easy 15 Delta Bravo.
Swiss 35 Quebec on holding point.
I don't have the gates here. That's interesting.
Swiss 35 Quebec, taxi all the way to Papa 1, Manchester Tower 1865.
All right. Well, we're going off the net book. I've got to fix this scenery. There's gate 11, 7, 9, and 7. I guessed right. Okay. So yeah. Looks like an ordering issue. I've had similar. I'll try to find the link to a forum which explains how to solve it. Thank you. I appreciate that very much because, yeah. It also looks like I don't have a gate here at gate 7, so I'm wondering if I'm missing something there. Because this looks like Minecraft. Oh, by the way, off-skid descent. I'm going to get dinged for turning off that light accidentally. The anti-collision light while the engines are still on.
So basically what you're saying is you're paying to get scolded.
Yeah.